Hi, I'm Keith Harris with LENSEC. We're going to take you through a 10-minute demonstration of Perspective VMS software. Jeff Kellick is on hand to show us the software and show us some of the highlights that you may be interested in.
What I've got shown on the screen right now is Perspective VMS. It is actually our Houston demo. And you can see I'm using a browser. I'm actually using Google Chrome to access our Houston demo today. And today we're in Pittsburgh and we're connecting over to Houston. So we're connecting through the web for this particular demonstration. So it allows you to kind of understand how you can leverage your on-site deployment and be able to access it really from anywhere if your network infrastructure is set up that way. The other advantage that you're going to take away from being in a browser-based application is the rapid deployment. You can put this really on any single workstation throughout your facility without having to manage different client applications throughout. Today, I'm going to touch on very briefly a couple of our modules. You can see these are all permissions-based, and based on the fact that I'm logged in as myself here this morning, I'm able to see these applications. If I weren't logged in as myself, I would not be able to go to these different types of applications, these different types of modules. I may be restricted maybe just to the camera viewer and the maps viewer, but not able to access administration and so forth. We're going to take a look. I'm going to just give a brief overview, and we're going to start in the Maps browser, but I'm going to touch on a couple of global aspects. As you can see, I've been navigating through Perspective using these tabs at the top, which allow users to really kind of not get lost within the system. They can quickly jump back and forth and do their day-to-day operational work, as well as maybe run a report or look at something forensically without getting tied up and forgetting how to get back to their main viewing options. You're also going to see that because I'm logged in as myself, every action that I do within the system, whether it's navigating to a certain map, going to a camera, pulling up an extraction, etc., is all going to be tracked and audit trailed throughout the system. So here I am going to the United States map, for example, that is tracked within the system. So the other options that you're going to understand for your users that they all do have unique user profiles. They can use multiple languages. They can even use features such as global search. And global search is one of our more popular features, allowing users to quickly navigate the system. For example, if I wanted to look at the cameras in our Briar Park office, I could quickly pull up global search and jump in and pull these cameras up right away. So you can see here I pulled up to the conference room camera, go to the break room camera, the main hall, the front entrance. Just makes it very easy for people to navigate through the software. They can also see, well, it's not just cameras, but we also have the camera administration. We have image extractions that are named from Briar Park. You can even know that if we want to go to the first floor, we can jump quickly to that first floor map of Briar Park and get right back there. So global search is a very effective way to navigate throughout the system. All of our options within the system allow you to manipulate the user interface itself. For example, I can collapse or expand this side panel, collapse or expand this top navigation bar. You can take something full screen, you can log out, and you're also going to have live dynamic help that you're able to work with. A couple of these other options here allow you to get actions and events. So you have true integration, whether it's from access control. You can see that here on the maps, being able to access control integration throughout, or seeing those events come up on the fly as you work with the system. So we see different events, and that access control door is actually tied to a camera. So we can see that in much greater detail, and we can play back those events as they come up. So it gives you a lot of opportunities to add different types of integrations, maybe video analytics, maybe different types of system events or messages that you'll be able to pull out the system. So here we're looking at maybe access control events that we want to see from the front door as I expand down our detail options. And we'll look at a source here of the main entrance, and we're going to see those events that came from the main entrance. Also allows you to filter in by different names of personnel that's coming in. So if I wanted to filter in, for example, anytime that Brad came into the facility, I could filter by that too. That's basing it on his access control credential. And so real quickly, we'll be able to kind of see all of those events as Brad came in. Not only can you see them, but you can play those back. And that's really what we're looking at with integration, is you want to have the ability to tie your events together with the video. And then, of course, you can take advantage of the inherent features of Perspective by viewing this particular video in archives. And you can see the archive module allows you to have a timeline of these types of events. But as I play this back in archives, as Brad comes in the facility, I'm also able to see where else can he go. So he came in that front door. It looks like he's going to go into the office space. But by clicking neighboring cameras real quickly, we can see all of the areas where he could go. Here he is at the front door, which means that he could actually walk in this door over here and come down the hallway going this way or go into the break room. Let's take a look and see where Brad goes today. So Brad's going to come in. He's going to walk in. He's going to come into this door. You can see him coming there, and he's going to walk in. He's going to turn. He's going to walk into the break room, and there he is now in the break room. So real quickly, we forensically identified where he's walked in throughout the facility. We can then take this camera if we want to go and just kind of look at it a little bit more detailed. We can go frame by frame with this. We can play this camera. You can even make an extraction that you can send out to third parties as it's a non-proprietary extraction, or even take a screenshot of that. These are all functions that you can do within the archives and the camera viewer together. The camera viewer allows you to see video fully, so you can bring it up to full screen, allows you to watch recorded videos we are watching now, or even take that video live. And now we're looking at a live image from January 18th as we go throughout the day. If I wanted to see a timeline along with that, I would take that camera over to archives. So here within the archives module, you can now see an interactive timeline, and we can go back and forth and we can take a look at different stretches throughout the days. And that timeline, as you can see, you can navigate it through. And what's the nice thing about that is it gives you a quick approach to look at things throughout the day, right? So here we can see where there's changes throughout the day, maybe where the light was on over here versus where the light was off a little bit later in the evening, okay? The blue items down here indicate that there was actually motion. So we see that we had an employee that went in and took something out of the freezer before it exploded and put it back into the refrigerator. Okay. Those are some of the great features that you can take advantage of when looking at things forensically. You can also use a simple motion search and draw an area of interest and say, show me all the times that there were events previous. So here we go. And there we've got the person working on cleaning the room. And different times throughout there, so we can see them moving around throughout the day. And here's, again, somebody else coming in. And at any time, you can hit play and pull that information together. Real quickly, I'll show you a little bit about reports. Reports give the ability to see health information. So one of my favorite reports is under the system health, and it's called camera status. Camera status is kept in real time throughout the day to be able to determine when cameras go online and offline. And these status events are emailed out to pre-designated individuals or groups so that they can react upon those camera outages. There's also forensic or analytic reports that allow you to run information based on the archiving details, including information such as when the camera was effectively recording, as well as what type of video data or what type of storage was allocated for that video data. This is very helpful in assessing the overall infrastructure of your recording architecture to make sure you're getting the days that are required by law. Administratively, most of the systems integrators will be working through administration to set up things like cameras. You can see real quickly we have a list of all of these cameras. What's nice about the way that Perspective is set up is everything is self-contained within the browser. There is no separate application. So when you're working on administering a camera here in the break room, perhaps maybe setting up the IP address, maybe you're doing some testing to make sure that that camera works, you can even view it live by clicking the Go Live button, and it will take you directly to that camera. So any changes that you made to it, maybe changing the name or changing the IP address, you can see that reflected and make sure that it's working both in live form and the recorded archive format just by hitting rewind or taking it to archives and verify that your system is working the way that it was intended. That gives you quite a bit of information here in just a short bit of time. We can certainly take it in much more detail. We could talk for several hours on the applications within Perspective VMS, looking at different types of arrangements, looking at different types of presets, using workflows to create an automated routine for your officers or for your staff members. But real quickly, give you a good understanding of what the application is and what it can do. Thank you very much and have a great day.
Thanks for checking out this video. If you want to learn more about LENSEC and Perspective VMS, check us out at our website. You can find us at lensec.com.